Mr. Chair. First off, thank you, Jeremy, for all the work you do to get all the federal funds. It's really appreciated to try to get as many projects done as possible. I want to ask the question about beautification of roundabouts. So, as I understand it, if there is, and there's different types of beautification. It could be landscaping or it could be public artwork. Public artwork could be paid for through the Arts Fund, or at times in the past it's been paid for through some bond proceeds, correct?
That is correct.
Okay. So with these roundabouts here, we have 3 roundabouts. Do they include any kind of beautification efforts, and if so, what would they be?
As we would bring these projects through, I would make sure that the projects are landscaped as we're completing them, because in the years past we've finished a roundabout from an engineering standpoint, but from the public standpoint it's not finished because it doesn't have any landscaping in it. So right now these numbers call for landscaping within them.
Yeah, yes, Mayor.
I want to follow protocol. To put that in perspective, I think we have 136 or 137 roundabouts in the city now. I think 10 or 11 of them have public art in them. About 25 of them have nothing but grass in them because we're behind. It's the purpose of that one line item in the other tranche of this bond is to get that caught up mainly with landscaping. So about 100 out of our 136 roundabouts are just landscaped.
So say you get federal grants or projects are coming under cost and you have a little more money available than you thought. Would there be a decision made to say, instead of traditional landscaping, we would place a piece of artwork, and who would make that decision?
It's way down the line. I hadn't even thought about the answer to that. It's nice to have that option out there in case you see something, but right now I think given this budget, we'd probably be looking at landscaping.
Is there anything else anyone needs?
Mr. Chair.
Mr.
I
Ryder.
can't see my mic anymore.
Councilor, I know I can't.
Can I get you real quick? Bruce, please. From a legal standpoint, some of the questions asked tonight, asking about beautification of the roundabout, whether it be landscaping or art, we can the money can only be spent on the projects that we list. So we always list more projects than we know we can afford in case we value engineer something and save money and can do another project. What restrictions are we allowed to put on any particular project within the bond other than just the project?
You as counsel?
Yes.
Whatever you want.
Okay. That was an answer I needed. Thank you.
All right. Councilor Aasen.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Councilor Ryder kind of hit on exactly what I was going to ask about. So I obviously support the investment in home place. I think it's much needed. And I do think we want to have the roundabouts looking beautiful when it comes to landscaping or something in the center. I do have some concerns if there are excess funds, which I think is important to get that breakdown of the actual line items for the cost so we see how tight these estimates are. But if we do have extra money and other projects such as sidewalk getting redone or other kind of things that need to be done in home place aren't being done, and yet we have artwork being purchased, I think it kind of sends the wrong message. So I'm in support of public artwork. I think it's great, but I think we should just have that conversation. John, would we have to insert language to do that, to have that, or the way it's written now, if there are excess funds, the mayor could buy artwork and without any attorney, sorry. Okay, I didn't know if it was language issue or bondage.
Got it. Okay, thank you.
Let's go ahead and repeat that.
You could add a restriction in the project description that none of the bond money will be spent on public art, if you want to do that.
Okay, so we would need to add that language
Yes.
from where it is now. And I don't mean to quibble about 200,000 in a, $60 million bond that has 58 million in proceeds, but I do think perception-wise, when people say, why wasn't this done? And they see that, I think that's just a conversation we need to have.
Okay. Anyone else?
Would you like me to prepare that, that amendment to the ordinance?
So I was just sitting here thinking if someone wanted to make a motion, but we could also do it at full council as well. I don't know if President Finkham if she would like it to come to full council amended from the committee, or?
I have no preference. I'll leave that up to the committee.
Okay, I would, because I agree to this, I would like to see a motion made that would then give Mr. Donaldson the opportunity to amend the document, get it back to us so that we have it in front of us should there be any further work we need to do before we hit that last meeting. So the chair would entertain a motion.
So moved.
Could you state your motion, please?
You said it much better than I could probably repeat it.
Well, I will repeat it to make it legal, but, all right. The motion that I hear is that the bond documents for both of the bonds would be amended to require no dollars are spent to fund art in the roundabouts, in any roundabout, or in any roundabout.
Can you say public art, period?
Public art, yes.
And to be clear, that doesn't include landscape, it's just artwork.
Just artwork.
Okay.
And we could say sculptures if you want to, but
So
do I have a
moved,
second?
And then
Yeah, second.
All right, so the motion has been made to restrict art using these funds, public art using these funds in any of these road projects. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? None. That motion carries. We will then review this again at our 5th meeting.